it looks like the Batman has set up maybe someone a detective that is smarter than Bruce Wayne himself. I would personally make the argument in Matt Reeves' The Batman that Batman wasn't necessarily the greatest detective like people thought he was, or which we've seen him to be when it comes to, I don't know, comics, cartoons, past movies, series, so forth. He lacked in this movie, seriously lacked. And that was a fatal flaw of this movie. It truly was, which I thought was a great movie. I thought it went too long, but I thought overall it was a pretty good movie. That being said, Bruce Wayne never actually caught the Riddler. He never stopped hardly any of the murders from taking place. He was always one step behind the whole way. So I kind of feel like the whole, I don't know, being the world's greatest detective probably is thrown out the window, at least when it comes to Matt Reeves' version of this superhero. So for him to bring in somebody that's even better than him, that you can naturally see is better than him, is almost like rubbing salt in that wound to just, I don't know, further diminish what Batman is good at. Because you take away the detective work, you have a rich man dressed in a really a Halloween costume with a really cool ride. And that's it. That's it. That's all Batman offers. That's all he offers. Except in the versions where he is a great detective, where he is one step ahead of the villains, where that he makes the Gotham Police Department look like fools because he can actually uh, look and see things like a Sherlock Holmes of Gotham. He can actually see things that they don't spot. And that allows him to solve his crimes. That's what you need from the Batman. That is what separates him from basically anybody out there, whether it be villains he faces or whether it comes to other superheroes. He usually is the guy that is one step ahead of everybody else. He was not that way in the Batman, and that was very disappointing, but it is what it is. I don't know if you want to bring in somebody that is actually smarter than him and is a better detective than him. I just feel like it's rubbing salt in the wounds at that point. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's find out who this guy is. Says Matt Reeves achieved what he set out to accomplish with the Batman, making Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight a detective working crime procedurals with the likes of Jim Gordon and his guardian Alfred. It's hard to believe that even Robert Pattinson was in this movie. We saw so much of him as Batman. We saw very little of actually, I don't know, Robert Pattinson. This was a trait the other movies didn't really dive into, which was essential given the challenges and puzzles that the cryptic Riddler left for him to save Gotham from the terrorist ways and a sadistic rebirth. However, while the city wasn't fully destroyed and rebuild began in the final act, a follow up to the Batman could bring in a detective much smarter than Bruce Wayne to help. This is none other than Vic Sage, aka The Question, a flawed character, yet someone who will stop at nothing for the truth. I thought they already kind of set up the second film when it come to the Joker. I don't know exactly how that would work. Bringing in another character that's going to get a lot of face time and to solve mysteries along with Batman. When it come to that, I feel like it's better than the Robin, but I don't know about that's necessarily what I want to see. I actually want to see Robert Pattinson more in the second film. I really truly do. Than anybody else, I felt like we got hardly none of that. We got maybe like a couple lines from him, and that's it as Bruce Wayne. Warner Brothers has had plans for the question since 2017, but nothing materialized, not even on the small screen. Therefore, a Reeves sequel could focus on him as a grounded sleuth on Gotham's seedy mysteries and an underworld plotting to resurface. It'd be a big platform as a sidekick to The Dark Knight, mitigating the risk of a solo movie while giving the universe its own version of Watchmen's Rorschach, who Alan Moore based off Vic. I don't know if you want to make him a sidekick. I don't feel like that's the right word to use for it because he's not a sidekick. The question is not a sidekick. He's someone that does his own thing. So I feel like that's bad wording in that regard. I wouldn't want him to be Batman's sidekick in any form or fashion if he's going to be in this movie. What makes him ideal for the Crusade is he was an orphan in the comics, so he could have known the Batman's Riddler from the Wayne orphanage, but instead of a violent, chaotic journey, he could want to heal Gotham the right way. As such, Vic can suss out criminals, conspiracies regarding corruption, and solve who really killed the Waynes. Now, you know, my opinion about this is um, I feel like he would be great if you're going in the direction of the Court of Owls or something along those lines. That would be great to see him in that role, solving that because Batman would actually probably need some help with that, uncovering such a grand scheme. And you wouldn't feel like it lessened Batman as a detective to have help along the way when it come to such a grand plot as what, the Court of Owls is. I feel like they did a lot when it come to um, you know, his parents' murders defining who he is. Bruce Wayne, of course. But I feel like that was kind of settled who killed the Waynes. I don't know if you really need to go any deeper in down that rabbit hole. You've already got somebody like the Joker lined up. It looked like, for the next movie. So I don't really know if you want to go the Court of Owls in that direction. Maybe a third movie or a fourth movie down the line if they're still making them. But I don't know if maybe the next movie is the right time to introduce somebody that really is taking Batman's spotlight. And that's actually kind of my biggest problem with this whole thing is you're not getting a sidekick when you're getting the question. You're getting a separate hero. And I feel like that takes way too much time out of any movie when you've got two simultaneous heroes trying to uncover the exact same plot. I feel like that would just be too much, too quick. And I mean, that's just my opinion on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Would you love to see the question in an upcoming Batman film? Would you like to see him maybe as a protagonist in or a semi-protagonist in the next Batman film with Robert Pattinson? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content here on Rants or Us, please like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. And also check us out on Rumble and Minds as well. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all take care.